we've got another great session coming up now. This is James O'Neill, Head of Marketing at Benamic. James is going to talk to us about big brands, small talk, and the era of conversational marketing. Over to you, big fella.
Hi guys, great to be back at a live event. So I'm just going to quickly run through this because I thought I had 15 minutes, but I only actually have 10, so I'm just going to fly through these slides. So what I'm talking about today is big brands and how they can replicate the success of small brands when it comes to conversational marketing. So quickly, my name is James O'Neill. I'm the head of marketing at Benamic. I'm the tech nerd at that company. So what we do is we work with lots of big partners globally who deliver conversational marketing and promotional marketing campaigns. So in terms of it, what we're looking at doing is helping big brands to resonate in the same way small brands do, so small disruptor brands. So to give you an example of great resonation, we were looking at subscription box services which have really taken off over the last 4 or 5 years. So like the likes of the little Catholic box, which is not everyone's cup of tea, but actually it's an extremely popular subscription box. Diesel Crate is another one for Jeep lovers, but these are set up by people who are really passionate about a subject, and because they're really passionate about the subject, they are their own target market, so they can really sell it, really resonate with their end user. So there's a subscription box service now for most topics and hobbies out there. So one of the most famous ones of all time was, I suppose, Dollar Shave Club. Dollar Shave Club was set up by Michael Dubin back in 2011, and what he done was set up a subscription-based service for razor blades. Now, the idea of this was to compete with the likes of Gillette. He was pissed off paying massive amount of money for replacement blades. So what he done is he sourced his own blades from China, and they sent them out in a monthly or bi-monthly subscription service. He was really able to clearly define his brand, resonate with his end user base, who were obviously sick of paying those high prices like the likes of Gillette and other ones, and he really targeted them as market. So he built a really good, clear brand personality in doing that. He was bought out in 2016 by Unilever. So Unilever bought him out for $1 billion. He walked away with it, so not bad. When he walked away, Unilever took over the brand, and the brand went south after that, due to the fact that they were unable to continue that resonance with their customer base. They were unable to tick all those boxes and scale the brand personality that Michael Dubin was after building. So what I'm going to talk about today is how we do that. So that market was growing. Like I said, subscription boxes have been growing as a market, and you can see from our Google Trends here that at Christmas time, those jumps, but when it did grow, and you go back to looking at where the company went, Dollar Shave Club, they went downhill in comparison to the market growing. So they have done a rebrand. They've done a rebrand last year, but they're starting to improve. But now they just fit in with one of Unilever's other brands, and scaling that brand was the big problem. So usually when it comes to a go-to-market plan and a business in business strategy, and you're looking at scaling, you're looking at growing, brand personality often gets overlooked, and this is what I want to touch on here, and how we can actually do that using conversational marketing. So small brand wins. You usually have a small disruptor brands who are set up by 2 or 3 founders who are really passionate about this product, service, or the objective that they're selling or trying to achieve. So when we look at that in comparison to big brands and scaling that across multiple territories, it becomes really hard. So when you've got multiple territories and you've got your brand and you're trying to carry it into other territories, it's very hard for big brands to do this and to resonate in the same way a small brand would. So big brands do need to have conversations. Now, a conversation is a two-way conversation. Like when you're running ads on Facebook and you're not there to reply to questions. You're not there to have those conversations back. It's really you're going backwards, because it's a one-way system of marketing and of the sales approach as well. So how do we scale? How do we have conversations for brands in multiple territories? How do you go into another territory and speak to all your customer base within that territory? So the best way is in-channel communication powered by AI chat services, okay? So I'm going to briefly go into what AI chat services are. AI chat services are chat services that are chatbots that are built on frameworks that are AI powered. So Python-based frameworks such as TensorFlow from Google, Amazon Lex from Amazon. These are smart coding frameworks that you'll have your AI personal assistants that are built on, and they can have a conversation, continue conversation, and there's other ones on the market too. So I suppose like chatbots kind of have a bad name on websites because they're built in a framework that doesn't really achieve that conversation. So if you see on the left hand side, if you can see that, like what that's looking for is you to say a certain keyword such as refund, and if you say that keyword, it'll do like a search algorithm, it'll bring up an answer. Whereas a proper AI framework should be able to have a conversation, hold a conversation, and relate that conversation in your brand personality. And that's the aspect that most chatbots are actually missing. So when you do build it on one of these frameworks, you can actually achieve that, and you can have your brand communicate in a certain personality in a certain way. So the big difference between chatbot and an AI-powered chatbot is the context and sentiment identification. So identifying when a customer is pissed off over something, like a normal chatbot will only make them more pissed off and hurt your brand, and that's the truth. But an AI-based one should be able to identify that flow of conversation and take tactics to work around that. So artificial neural network and natural language processing, they're the kind of they're the systems that would take place on it. Brands need to build AI-powered communication, need to grow knowledge and capability. The quicker brands put this in place, the faster it will have and grow a knowledge base and become part of your team. So brands need to act and put this in as quick as possible. So where to connect? So basically we run AI chatbots across Facebook, now Instagram, now WhatsApp, now websites. So everywhere that customers have a touch point and come into communication with it. And that's what customers demand. Your customers demand to be able to sit down and pick up a phone and talk to you there and then and get a reply there and then. With human interaction, that's not possible 24/7. And chatbots and AI-powered chatbots allow that to happen. And those networks should be set up in a way that can easily be translated into a voice campaign as well, because voice obviously is becoming the big dominant channel. It will be in 2 or 3 years' time. It will be number one, and you will be looking to voice for number one for everything. So building a framework for conversation now in a framework that can learn, that can grow, and that can easily convert into voice is very important. So obviously on those digital channels, 24/7 chatbots will work 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So you need to set your chatbots up then to listen and take in all that information and those questions and what your customers like and what your customers don't like in order to deal with the new norms, obviously, of COVID. So one way we're delivering this is through a new system called Smart Messaging. So Smart Messaging is utilizing the SMS channel to deliver chatbots for customers who are looking to have a conversation, okay? So you can have an outbound chatbot that gets delivered straight to a mobile phone where customers, rather than just getting a normal text message, they can reply and they can ask questions to the text message. That way they can also be delivered rich media experience, such as videos, such as high resolution imagery, such as maps, tickets, cards. It also has payment functionality within the SMS channel itself. So traditionally that channel just has text on it, but now we have the capability to send out a smart message that will have all these functions and can talk back and answer questions for the end user. So in that smart technology, and also provide payment functions within the message itself. So there's no more steps, and conversions are considered are taken in a lot easier. So those channels, so you're looking at WhatsApp, RCS messaging, which is the upgrade of SMS. You're looking at Apple Business Messaging, Google Business Messaging. So users can initiate a conversation straight from a search result, okay? So this is not available in this side of the world yet, but in America, where we're working with our partners, they can search your listing on Google and they can open up an RCS message, which will open up your messaging client, and it has a 98% open rate as well, just to point that out. So with this, when they open up the search result, it opens up in the native messaging app, and then they have access to that conversation, to a smart AI-built chatbot that will deliver your brand personality and will deliver any questions and answers, and it can help build loyalty as well, okay? So there's a massive difference in a smart message in comparison to your traditional SMS. So this is where the content and conversation can be delivered on demand to the end client. Having that full e-commerce functionality within the chat is obviously a massive plus, where users can pay for items, can pay for tickets, can pay for any upgrades, can pay for an upgrade of, say, a hotel room that you've just arrived on, you've just identified through your geolocation, they've arrived, they get an option to upgrade. So what we're doing is we're sending out these conversational messages to users where they can interact and they can go through it. And what happens then is we can also deliver virtual rewards into their digital wallet. So you could send a branded card to a user via this smart messaging that goes into their digital wallet that's fully branded by you, and you can build their loyalty by topping up that card as a reward for them being your customer. Okay, so what we do is we utilize the conversation and we utilize the reward system, and through the smart tech, which is the messaging system. So we put them all together, and this is how we build customer loyalty. So it's one way you can build your brand, build loyal customers, and build a future-proof strategy for your brand. Thank you. I went through that fast.
I don't know about anyone else, but I was very worried for James's heart there. So that is a 20-minute talk distilled into 15. We're going to go for one quick question. Talk to me more about RCS, because this looks really interesting.
Yeah. Look, with RCS, I think like it's RCS on Android and it's Apple Business Messaging, but we're working with American partners and agencies over there who you can obviously utilize the pre-installed messaging app that's native on all smartphones, and it's actually the most used application on any smartphone, and it only has text message at the moment. So this allows high resolution video, high resolution text. It allows e-commerce to be done. You can have carousels. So say for instance, we're working on a project for an abandoned cart. If you go onto a website, you're buying a pair of shoes, you abandon your cart 3/4 way through, what'll happen is we've taken the phone number, you'll get a message with a cart completely filled out within your RCS experience. You can then pay using your facial recognition or using what other aspects of it. So the possibilities are endless.
And when can we expect that over here?
Well, we're waiting on Google, we're waiting on the rollout. So the mobile conference was on in Barcelona there last week, so they're expecting rollout of those features within the next 6 months there.
Well, that's brilliant. Guys, please give it up for James O'Neill from Benamic.
Thank you.